So we are here for NFL score, or my thoughts on the NFL games, part 3. Let's talk about this game. We have the Seattle Seahawks. They fall the Los Angeles Rams 21-19. It was a slow start for the Seahawks. I mean, they had success in every quarter, but the Rams, they had a good fast start, but then stalled a little bit in the fourth quarter. They get a go-ahead touchdown to win the game. Sam Darnold, though, for passing for the Seahawks. 29 for 200 yards, 4 interceptions. That's really what hurts them. But they still kept it in, though, the game. Stafford, though, was only 15, 20, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Didn't need a lot of offense because Sam Darnold threw the interceptions. 400 of them. Kent McLaughlin, third, 16 for 67 touchdown. Williams, 12 for 91 touchdown. Jackson with the Jigba, 9 reception yards. Quinn 7 for 75 yards. And then Zach Journey, 11 for 37. Then you had Rushing, Jigba, 1 for 11, Cinder, 2 for 11. And you had A.J. Barner, 10 for 70 as well. Gallagher, third, 3 for 4. Archie, 2 for 27. Cooper Cup, 3 for 23. Zach Journey, 2 for 10. And you had Quinn 2 for 18. Like Corner, Rushing, 8 for 10. And then you had Tyler Shipley, yeah. 1 for 23, 2 for 14 for Parkinson, 2 1 for 9. And so you had 2 players then. So yeah. So this game was pretty slow. It was a 57-yard touchdown for Kings in the exploit, and then Jamer's 57 field goal. And Matt said for your touchdown, touchdown penalty for and then Vincent offside for Ziggy. And Jamer's 3-yard field goal, 22 field goal, and 20-yard attempt to the third. And Matthew said for 6-yard pass to C. Perkins. Good with C. Perkins. And then K. Walker won a touchdown right cycle. And then Jamer's exposed. It didn't matter because they needed a field goal anyways to win. So I'd be missing 1 for 2. You don't get it. No matter anyways. Because it was tied up only. So, and then, so yeah. So just the 4 interceptions by Cinder really hurt. Otherwise, they would have won. So you have the Kansas City Chiefs. They fall to the Denver Broncos 22-19. So Chiefs, everyone's been saying the Chiefs are not as good as they used to be, and they're not. They're not as good as they used to be. They might not even make the playoffs this season, which would be like just incredible, to think about. That team that this dominantly as of late, the Chiefs having a really solid team, they might not even make the playoffs. So that's just hard to think about. It could happen. You have Patrick Mahomes, 29-45, 206 yards, a touchdown interception. Warnick, 24-37, 295 yards. Kareem Hunt, 13-15 for 50 carries, 15 yards, touchdown. R.J. Harvey, 11 carries for 30 yards. Travis Kelce, 9 for 91 yards, a touchdown. Franklin, 4 for 84 yards. Then Will Lutz with 2 field goals, 29-yarder and a 24-yarder. And then Harrison Butker with 2 31-yard field goals and a 6 at halftime. Then McLaughlin, the 4-yard touchdown. Defensive outside was declined, as was a touchdown. And then Kareem Hunt, 2-yard touchdown. And it was, or Jim McLaughlin, that was for the Broncos. And Kareem Hunt was for the Chiefs, and that was 13-0. Then 38-yard field goal pass. Patrick Mahomes short right pass to make it 19-16. Then he went for the 2 probably, or might have, or missed the extra point. Either way, it was 19-16, and then 19-0. Let's 50 field goal, and then 22. 19, the 35-yard field goal, and that wins the game. So the Chiefs are missed the playoffs this year. They're right now in the playoff race. The 6-7 seed is with the extra team in there. 7 seed is the Jacksonville Jaguars at 6-4. So then you have Mahomes 29-45, 206 yards, touchdown interception. Kareem Hunt 13 for, like I said, and Thorne 1 for 61. Round 4 for 40. Race 6 for 30. Already 0, already 2 for 3 for 35. She race 2 for 0, as I said. High round 4 for 40. And then, yeah. You know, both teams did not play bad, though, on the defense side of the ball, you know. We're not bad on defense. McLaughlin 6 for 18. Super 8. MMG 1 for 2. Yeah, P. Bryant 5 for 82. Cornelson 4 for 15. Ingram 4 for 33. Yeah. RJ Harvey 3 for 20. Aprons 1 for 8. 1 for 8 for Chapman. Becky Bay 1 for 0. So, you know, so not, you know, defenses did not play bad though, really. Limiting a lot of field goals. So now the Broncos are 2 games ahead of the Kansas City of the Denver Los Angeles Chargers, who are 7-4 so 2 games ahead in the division race. And then the Baltimore Ravens with a late fourth quarter comeback to win 23-16. Lamar Jackson had the best game. 14-25, 180 yards, 2 interceptions. Dylan Gabriel 7 for 10, 60 yards. He got a late injury in that one. And Shedeur Sanders had to come in and be the backup quarterback to Dylan Gabriel. So now Shedeur Sanders is a starting quarterback. And then you have Derrick Henry, 18 for carries, 183 yards, a touchdown. Quinn Jenkins, 17 carries, 50 yards. Dave Flowers, 2 for 78. C. Tillman, 3 for 52. He had a 25 for the Ravens, 30 for goal, 8 Smites, and a 24 field goal. And Lamar Jackson interception. D. Bush at 23 in the yard line and a touchdown for him. The pick and a touchdown, pick 6. There's Henry for their near touchdown rush for 10 Smites for 46 field goal. And then a 42-yard field and a 24-yard field goal and 44-yard field goal, make it 16. Then Andrew rush right in for 3 yards for a touchdown. That makes it 23-16. And that is your game. I'm Andrew 155. You got 4 for 6 for 31. Lamar Jackson 10. And then 4 for 10. And then the Flowers 1 for 5. Yeah, Mark Andrews 2 for 32. Mitchell 2 for 23. Henry 1, 2 for 18. Zay, I believe 2 for 15. Ali 1 for 15. Andrew 1 for 11. And then Shedeur Sanders leading that one at 4 for 16. He struggled. 47 yards of interception. And then Samson 1 for 1 year, not again, when you were the 3rd string quarterback the whole season. And then, behind Joe Flacco, and then you get 2nd team reps finally, so. No, I can see it, But he would just need to work on some things. He wasn't bad in college, though. So. So we'll see, though. He can work on some things and hopefully improve, though. Those incompletions and stuff like that. Like, those can be things that can be fixed, Practice, maybe, but you may just see the struggles, but in practice, hopefully you can fix and hopefully slowly convert them. And maybe instead of 25%, maybe get to 35 or 40%, Get more higher percent, And coming off cold off the bench, when you weren't planning to be the starter, means that's like Kirk Cousins struggled a little bit too. He was not the best in passing ring, had not played in a while, so in a game, so. And Samson 1 for 18, Sanders 2 for 16, Vaughn 1 for 8, Gabriel 2 for 2, J. Ford 1 for 2, and 8 Harrison Jr. 2 for 26, Jerry Tree 2 for 2, Corley 2 for 9, David Juke 1 for 7, so. And yeah. And we had the Philadelphia Eagles in the 69. The Lions had good defense, stopping the tush push a couple times this game. A play that just seems unbeatable to stop. But they stopped it a couple times. And the defenses were really solid defenses. But the Lions should have had a chance to win the game at the end. Just a pass interference penalty at the end of the game. Or then when it should have been. If any, no call, or if anything. If anything that was called, it should have been more an offensive pass interference than a defensive pass interference on the Eagles receiver. But we had Fort Jared Goff is just not so bad and complete, like probably one of the worst like completion rates percentage of his career. Probably the worst, if not the worst. Probably 14 in his NFL career, 14-37, 254 yards, touchdown reception. Jalen Hurts 14-20, 135 yards. Jameer Gibbs 12-3. Saquon Barkley 26-83. So Gibbs 5-for-107. Gibbs 5-for-107. And A.J. Brown 7-for-14. So probably Saquon Barkley. Like low rushing yards per. And David Montgomery 2-7-for-28. Williams 1-for-9. And you have James Williams 4-for-8. Amon-Ra St. Brown 2-for-42. And then David Montgomery 1-for-10. Wait, 2-for-8. And for Eagles, you had Tank Bigsby 4-for-34. And Jalen Hurts 7-for-31. Touchdown. And then you had J. Dodson 2-for-43. Gus Carter 2-for-24. Devontae Smith 1-for-8. Saquon Barkley 1-for-7. Hanson 1-for-4. So then Jay Elliott had a 40-27 field goal, 34 in the first quarter, 34 field goal, and then Jared Goff did James Williams 34-yard catch and run to touchdown, and then short pass middle, and then 1 yard to charge for Jalen Hurts, and then in the fourth quarter, Jake Elliott with 40 field goal and J.B. so 40 field goal. Just the opportunity should have happened, but just and also Dan Campbell was too aggressive. Went for a fourth down 4 times, and one time was deeper in Eagles territory. And like sometimes they could kick like 40-yard field goal, it's like 50-yard field goals. There's a couple times. They went for it, fourth down 4 times. That's really what just Ian Campbell's gonna be hating himself for choosing to go for a fourth down 4 times. Especially against a good Eagles defense. You thought, sometimes you have to take the points over. Like, I know he's one of those coaches that's aggressive, like really aggressive, wants to go for a fourth down, but sometimes you have to take the points over like what your feelings are. And the Dallas Cowboys, did they just prove that they're gonna try to make a playoff run? Maybe as like the 7th seed, try to make a run for the 7th seed. Did they prove it? Say, or yesterday, or on Monday Night Football? Not so fast. They still have a tough schedule. Playing the Philadelphia Eagles, playing the Kansas City Chiefs on Thanksgiving, playing like a bunch of first place teams. They still play the Philadelphia Eagles, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Detroit Lions, the Los Angeles Chargers, play Minnesota Vikings. So I mean, they can win those games, the stuff, the playoff considered teams. Maybe. I mean, maybe. But they did prove it that they were better in this game. And they have been for, they're now 4-5-1. Dak Prescott 25-33, 206 yards for touchdowns. Joseph 27-42, 200 yards of touchdown reception. James 22-83, Joseph 4 points. They didn't really rush the ball in that game. George Pickens 9 for 4 touchdowns. Rebar 7 for 72. And then M. Davis for the Cowboys, 7 Jepke 4 and 5. Then Seaman 5 for 56. Touchdown. Jepke 336. Jake Ferguson 1 for 460. Evan Spain for 1 for 4. Michael 8 1 for 2. Touchdown. Surveying Williams with that catch. No yards. And then Gilbert was that get up to the guy. The pass thrown in, but incomplete pass. And then SJ 6 for 7 yards. And Mercy Mostert 2 for 6. Tucker 4 for 47. Jalaka 3 for 33. SJ 8 for 27. Nasser for 20. Betchorn for 18. Myers 3 for 13. He most 2 for 7. So. And Carson with a 33 and 50 44-yard attempt. Brandon Abias at 50-yard attempt. And Dak Prescott 37 yard. An 18-yard pass to see them. And that with the extra point was good. Jack first 6-yard touchdown. Which, and for Jake first. And then the extra point. And then Dak Prescott 37-yard pass to George Pickens. Get your run. And the touchdown. And then Daniel Carson 3 field goal. Get 24-9. Then Prescott 2-yard short pass to complete. For line, and then ran up, and then next one, just with 6-yard pass to Tucker for 6 yards. Next one, and then Ezra Jenny on the play. There was a play where it was a return, and then stopped, and didn't know what to do, and just stopped. I stopped a little bit and went backwards. Instead, should have just, just try to bounce the end zone. You had the 20. Should have. But you take the chance. Like, is it just gonna not bounce the end zone, or are they gonna, or are they Cowboys special teams? Are they going to down it? Inside, deeper yet? Either way, you don't. Either way. If they down it, they down it, But you take it's the risk reward, If they don't down it, you take it. Because there's more of a better chance that you're gonna down, it's gonna either be a touchback or they're gonna down it. Deep, on their own end. Or probably the best chance is it would probably actually go in the end zone, but it could just happen to just fall perfectly there and die, and they took it, it was on the 8-yard line. Back to 2. There was a false start, so into the 1. And then actually lost the yard and took the safety. So, fortunately, the Dallas Cowboys, or unfortunately for the Los Angeles, or 6 years, it was another game. This one, the Cowboys, I think, deserve to win this one. They needed a win like this. No matter who it is against, they need a win. Can they replicate against the Philadelphia Eagles? Can they represent against the Chiefs? They have Los Angeles Chargers, Minnesota Vikings, Detroit Lions. Those 5 teams. The next 5 games. So, can they replicate against those teams? Make a platform? Yeah, I don't know. That's what's tough.